On 3 News at 5:30, we heard about what wild brush fires can do to a piece of land and the wildlife living on it. Our Ashley Gonzalez caught up with 2 professors and research scientists and shares what typically happens with vegetation and the wildlife on the land after the fire. It's tonight's top story. Ashley?
From down in Rivera, the Infalfurias, up to Duval and some. Several acres of ranch land and brush have burned to the ground. Experts say the coastal bend needs some rain now to minimize danger to wildlife and vegetation for them.
It feels like we're hearing about it every day. Another brush fire ripping through a stretch of land, and then another.
The reason why they're bad this year is because last year we had a dry spring, but once it started raining, we got a whole lot of rain. And it rained a bunch in July, rained a bunch in August. When it rains a bunch down here, what happens is you grow a bunch of grass. And then over winter time, that grass gets cured by the freezes, and now it's all just standing fuel. It's not grass anymore, it's just fuel waiting for a wildfire.
And when that fire rolls in, wildlife will have to leave their home behind in the brush. Research scientist of A&M Kingsville says sometimes it could take a while for them to come back.
They are going to be pushed to the refugia, so there will be little pockets inside that didn't burn, and they'll have higher concentrations of wildlife for a little while, but then also anything that could run would have run to the edges, and they'll have to be hanging out in those areas that didn't burn for, for maybe just a few months, really, until we get that rainfall and those grasses and flowers come back.
But once the fire is gone and the damage is done, typically animals can still find food to eat, but not as much like before.
There'll be some resprouting within a few days to a few weeks. Some of the other plants that do get burned, like cactus and things like that, it actually scissors off the spines and makes it a little bit easier for them to eat.
They say animals living in the South Texas brush country are resilient, but it's only the beginning of what could be a long fire season.
We need rain right now. I mean, we need it as soon as possible. Everything is really dry. Until we have rain, we're still in wildfire danger until we have rain.
They say once that rain comes, the ground would be packed with nutrients and proteins, which would bring a healthy layer of vegetation. Brian?